Assalamualaikum and very good morning everyone. So now we are in the week 12. The topic is interaction design in practice. What is interaction design? It shows the interaction between users and system. Okay, so this week is very important because we will learn about UX. Okay, what is UX? User experience. So don't confuse that with usability. Usability normally is show how easy to use the system. That is usability, but user experience is different, because it shows the interaction and experience we have, right, when we use the product or services. Definitely we will have the experience. Okay, so in this topic we will cover about agile user experience, design pattern, okay, open source, and some tools for the interaction design. Okay, agile development, this is one of the methods in the product development. Agile means quick, short. So agile is, as mentioned here, 1 to 3 weeks, okay, for the iterative development, meaning that is interaction, cycle, recycle, okay, and is the function is to get the users feedback. Okay, for example, like remember you learn about the prototyping, we show the miniature of the product in order to get the response feedback from the customer. Okay, that is one of the development methods, so that we will get the users feedback, users experience on using that, so that we will improve. Okay, cycle, using certain cycle, certain iteration, we aim to improve the quality of the product. Okay, so if you can see here many approaches, so Scrum, Kanban, DSDM. So I hope that you can refer more to get more information about this one. Alright, but there is some technical issue regarding the user's experience, because sometimes we cannot compromise, okay, because if we do too many compromisation, it will cause the problem. Alright, so that's why we need to see this one. If we have in our team user experience expert, alright, so we will get more information about how actually users will accept, about the product. So about this agile user experience, integrate technique from interaction design and agile methods. So when they are doing the design of any product or services, they may use this approach, which is agile approach. Okay, so that they will see from the front end part, the interaction design part. So if we can see here, talking about the interaction design, some of the author they did mention about the 7 factors describe the user's experience, whether they are useful, whether they are usable, findable, okay, desirable, accessible, valuable, and also whether they are accessible. So there are 7. Okay, so if you can see in terms of useful, maybe what you can have, maybe I try to show one example. Okay, imagine that we are talking about car. Okay, if useful, meaning that we have a car for specific purpose, to move from location X to location Y, so must be something useful. Okay, so that is the experience that we want to have when we are using the car. So no point if we have car but we cannot drive, so there is no steering, for example, that is not useful. What about usable? It's usability. Okay, findable, we can easily find a car, we can have we can trace where is the location, for example, at website, so we know where to buy the car. Okay, we can click the website for Proton, specific for Honda, specific for Porsche, for example. It's a no broken link, it's findable. Credible. Okay, what means by credible? It's a trust. So that is also explain the user's experience. For example, if you buy any car, okay, maybe you get the error message, maybe from the developer, that you need to return your car model just simply because the airbag is problem, for example. Remember, there's one time happened for Honda, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. So they need to return certain model to fix the problem, yeah. Some technical problem, but that was a very long time ago, yeah. And desirable, yeah. So whether we are really want, for example, like car, which one is you most you really want, yeah? Whether it's like Proton or Porsche, for example. If anybody, if company want to give you free car, which one you most desire, Proton or Porsche? So here, the brand, okay, the loyalty, the fun, that, because that is all the factors, yeah. The branding aspect, okay, functionality. So maybe the pleasure in order to use to get more experience, okay. Maybe you will choose Porsche instead of Proton, yeah. So that could be one of the example to discuss about the desirable, yeah. So accessible. Okay, for example, like now, if we want to have car, make sure the colorblind people also, or OKU people, people with learning disability, they also can use the car. Yeah? So I mean, like for certain country in EU, European United, so they have the legal obligation. I mean, like any product that they produce must be used by people with learning difficulty. It's not just for just a normal person, yeah. So we have 7 factors to impact the experience, and also valuable, that is the sum of all. So valuable, value for money, right? So normally if we want to get the better experience, we will choose the better product, yeah. So that could be the user's experience. So actually there are a balancing research, between the good user experience with the rapid interaction in term to get the user feedback, yeah. And in agile iteration, normally we give priority, yeah, to get the final product rather than to finalize the user's requirement, okay. Agile UX is still relevant, okay, but then we need to focus on the product. It's not just the interface, yeah, because the functionality of the product also is very important. It's not just the bright color, is the fancy color or fancy font, yeah, but the back-end engine must be useful, must be working. I mean, like if I click certain button, it works, right? Okay, there are a lot of the user research regarding the to get whether user experience research, yeah. So if we can see here, some user research can be performed in iteration 0, okay, before implementation start. Okay, another one, we have agile, we also have lean user interface. This one is based on the normal one, they create and deploy the product, and also they have the build, measure and learn, okay. So there is a cycle for the lean user experience, right? So okay, we can see here in terms of the agile user interface, yeah, there are based on these studies, okay. For agile UX, they have a many cycle here. They plan, they get the information, all right, and then they do the coding, coding and design before they complete the whole cycle, all right. So what is the advantage? If you can see here, no design time wasted, okay. So this is some of the advantage if we use the lean design, yeah. So what about the documentation? We all need to take into consideration minimal documentation, yeah, because we don't want to waste our time for the documentation, and yet we need to change the documentation. And sometimes people also question who will use the documentation, yeah. I mean, like if we produce a very complicated, comprehensive documentation, but end of the day, no one use the documentation. Okay, this is the low fidelity. Yeah, for example, like we explain about this experience design, yeah, using this train journey. Yeah, so what could happen during the departure, booking, departure, journey, and also arrival. So this is just to get the users experience. Yeah, and in terms of the documentation for high fidelity, just now is low fidelity, we use the sticker, but for high fidelity we also integrate the smiley icon here if we have the good experience and also not good experience. Yeah, so for every of the cycle, so this is they are looking at the experience user face. Yeah, I mean, like if they simulate, the use of this train customer. Yeah, all right. So design pattern, this is also another important factors here. Pattern, yeah, if we can see here, design pattern. Okay, just to get some experience. Yeah, and this is a bad design pattern. I mean, like if we got the error message like this is not very good, not very useful. Yeah, it will give the bad experience to the user. And open source, I mean, like for programming there are a lot of open source resources, libraries. Yeah, so that you can use in order, I mean, to get better user experience. Yeah, because this is a very quick and easy, and but sometimes if it too quick and easy, it's also a dirty. Yeah, tools for interaction design. Okay, I want you to get these three main wireframe tools. Yeah, mockup, balsamics, and azure. Yeah, so this could be used to develop, I mean, wireframe. So if you can see, your lab for this week is regarding the wireframe. Okay, so as a summary, if you can see here, agile UX refer to approach that integrate design in agile development. Yeah, but we need to balance. Okay, well, even though we do the requirement, yeah, repeatedly need to be prioritized. Yeah, so that we don't want to waste our time. Okay, so that is about this week lecture. So I hope that every one of you could get some idea regarding user interface, regarding the ID, instructional design in practice. Thank you very much.